Hi everyone, this is Men's here, playing the Tier 10 Russian tank destroyer, the Object 263, here on Siegfried Line. Now, this Russian Tier 10 tank destroyer has a lot of frontal armor, and it does have a few weak spots. The lower glacis and around the gun area can be pretty weak as well. However, the frontal armor is pretty good overall, as long as if you kind of hide your lower glacis and try to stay at range. But the sides and rear are very weak, and you're an open top tank, so you want to avoid getting hit by SPGs and high explosive shells. Now, this tank's fairly mobile. The gun, unlike a lot of other tier 10 tank destroyers, isn't it doesn't have a lot of damage per shot for a tank destroyer. It's more in line with a heavy tank's gun in a way, with less than 750 alpha, but it does have a very low reload time, and the accuracy is very good. So this tank plays differently than most other tier 10 tank destroyers, but it's pretty nice as long as you kind of avoid SPG fire and also prevent yourself from getting shot in the sides. Excuse my voice if it kind of sounds a little different. I'm a little under the weather, so it'd be a little difficult for me to speak sometimes. Now, unfortunately, I'm seen, and I do not want to get hit by artillery. I guess I want to back up to throw them off a little bit. Now, you do not want to angle in this tank, because if your side armor falls below auto bounce, you're going to take damage no matter what, because your side armor is piss poor. But the accuracy and gun handle on this thing is very good. There's no issues there. Now, from the south side on Siegfried Line, you can always push up here, except for if there's people on that corner, but more often than not you're pretty safe moving up there. Just waiting to see. Okay, this leopard's gonna push out. Never mind, he's pushing all the way out there. Need a little careful here, because I can run the risk of getting hit by RD or some sort of freak shot. I was kind of hoping that AT-15 would push up to somewhere I could get him. Oh, sorry, dude. I don't want to push out there, though. Just moving because I knew I was going to get hit pretty hard. Hello, tank. He's probably going to... Nope. Fortunately for him, he did not get me there. Just judging. Never mind. I was going to see where he shot me, but I'd rather set up to potentially hit him through here. Most people don't take into... What the fuck, dude? Why did you just run into me? That could have... Oh, so you're gonna run into me and block my fucking shot? Like, are you kidding me, dude? It's like, people who do that just piss me off. I could have killed this guy by now, but instead he just has to run out there like Rambo. Now, there is this Centurion here, but I would very much like to get this guy out. But this tank is very good. You just have to kind of be aware of getting hit by artillery and being flanked, because you have very poor side armor. But, shit. You also don't have a lot of gun depression, as you can see there. So going over hills is difficult at times because you're not able to get your gun down quick enough. I'm just waiting for that 62A to get in there. Hello, FV. Shit. Yeah, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. I guess I should have went forward, but I was trying to turn left behind the AMX 50B to shield me from any SPG shots, but whatever. But just goes to show you though, all it takes is one SPG shot, even from a lower tier arty, and basically it takes you out of the match. You had to be very careful because while this tank does have good frontal armor and a great gun, all it takes is one little slip up, which is why I have a camo net on it. The crew I have was all crew skills, so it already has the camo crew perk, which helps out. But with a camo net, it does give it pretty good camo, and being unseen is definitely very important in this tank, because if you're not being seen, you can just sit there and keep firing away your shots and do a ton of damage. It just is a little difficult at times when you're on maps like this where, yes, I could have fought in the field, but I didn't see my team have a lot of people out there, so I don't want to die alone. Is if you're in a map where you have to fight close up, this tank can be a little difficult because it's very wonky to use in close quarters because you're very long, your sides and rear are very weak, so it's hard to kind of go around corners and basically use your gun without showing your side armor. Don't know why they haven't seen this guy. He's most likely on the 0 line, but that M53 didn't see him. Although he could be in this little cubby hole right there. Or I guess not. But M53 is definitely a fast SPG, so he could be all the way down in the corner. But yeah, I have a feeling he's definitely down there. Yeah, because the guy on the cap didn't. Yeah, he's all the way down in the field. So, I'll win, but it wasn't exactly the best match in this. But I kind of made a mistake. Just banking on Artie not aiming at me. Anyway, 2,474 damage. Blocked it a little bit and spotted for a bit, which I run a rammer, reduce the reload time. You can't mount ventilation because it's an open top. I have optics because view range is already good, but I move around a lot in this tank, so I don't want binocular telescope because I'm not really going to be using it a lot. Basically, the way I see this tank is it's going to set up not all the way in the back because it has a decent amount of frontal armor, but close enough to where you're not just sitting right outside your base and being useless. You still want to be able to get into the fight if your team needs you, because you can take a shot or two because you have very good frontal armor, and it's testament that E4 bounced off of me. But I'd rather have better view range with Dakota optics, so if I am moving, I can see, say, a medium coming in for me before it's too late, rather than a binocular telescope where it's only working if I'm still. And then the camo net helps when I do set up to stop to take shots, because it'll give you a pretty good boost, and in a way it makes it harder for you to be seen, but I'd rather have a camo net than a binocular telescope also. But some people's opinion might be different. Just don't put on a spall liner. It does not do anything against SPGs. You're still gonna get completely fucked over if you get hit. There's no point wasting a equipment slot and also making yourself heavier by equipping that. Hoping that this T-71 spots a little bit. I will help him out if he gets in trouble. I always set up a little bit to the right because sometimes a light will surprise you in the middle. Come on, dude, keep going. Keep going. Push up a little further. Come on, dude. Had you went like 10 more meters, you would have spotted so many tanks. But, oh well. It's too late now. At least I hit him. I'm just staying back here for now because we have a lot of people in the town and I can still get pretty decent shots in from here. That definitely hurt for that guy. Do have to beware about artillery. But as of right now, no one's seen me yet. Shit, that T-54 is getting a little too close for my comfort. Although I'm probably not going to get a shot on him before he dies. Alright, so I'm going to bump down here a little bit more. Hopefully going to get my frontal armor pointed towards the enemy enough to where they can't really damage me here. Yeah, you weren't expecting this, were you? Whoa, you're not getting past me. Huh, that actually kind of worked. Thank you for having your ammo rack go off. Unfortunately, they can still penetrate around your gun. But that's definitely a nice little piece of cover I got now. Won't protect me from an SPG shot, but it'll protect me from something. Oh shit, they're coming behind us too. I have a feeling like I should run away, but I'm not in a very good position to run away. I'm in a better position now. Just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, I'm seen. Hello, M103, you gonna push up a little bit for me? I know there's an AMX coming my way. See if I can get this a little bit over. Sure you want to run into me? You should have thought this through a little bit more. I'll take that though. Need to be careful about this waffle trigger behind me. but I don't want to push out because they have shots on me. I'm just kind of waiting for these guys. See if I can get a hit on him. Nope. Definitely get a hit on this E100 though. Thanks for stopping too. It helps me out. Okay, T-71. Just missed him. Two of us shot on that guy. Crap. I need to get over there to help them, but unfortunately I'm kind of blocked in on this side. So let's head back this way. I might be able to get a shot on this batch hat. Yeah, I can get a shot on him, even though it doesn't really matter now. So I'm just gonna give this one more little nudge, and I should be able to get around here now. I just need to ram this one more time, and I should be able to push that turret out easily. Oh, that's nice for you to say that. Why do I not trust you? But this tank, at long range, as you can see, you can survive decently as long as if the enemy doesn't start throwing HE shells at you and SPGs can hit you. But when I saw the enemy SPGs weren't exactly aiming at me, meaning that they're in their base still, I just kind of hung out there. I was mainly just trying to get down there in the beginning to get a few shots off and try to help my town out. But in the end, it all worked out. Kind of concerning that I'm spotted. Yeah, there's oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Yeah, that hurt. No. I survived that somehow, but as you can see, you take a shit ton of damage from SPG fire. Either you die or your tank gets screwed up. So let's just get this out of the way. It's overall a pretty decent game. Mastery badge first class. Got a few different awards. Did 4,304 damage. Destroyed 5 enemy tanks. Most amount of experience. So I blocked 1,500 damage and spotted for almost 1,000. Still made a decent amount of credits. But the nice thing, the Object 263 is a great tank. It has very strict limitations. You can't play it and get shot in the side or the rear. Can't be hit by artillery. Can't really fight over hills too well because the gun depression is not too great. So it does well when you're able to set it up in the right spot and you don't have to fight outside of its comfort zone. And the gun, with its 290 millimeters of penetration for the AP round, is pretty damn good with .32 accuracy. That's fantastic. No problems there. And you still have a very good APCR round with 330 millimeters of penetration, which helps out a lot. But as you see here, the gun, 550 average damage, great. It's not 750, but I have no problem with that. 550 is great. And it's still higher than tier 10 heavy tanks, which are around 400s. And a few of them have like 440 or whatever damage, or 490 I think on the mouse. But this tank overall, it's very good, and the gun on it is excellent, and there's no issues with playing with it, the gun itself, except for the gun depression. But it is hard for most people to pick up because it is very limited by its negative aspects, and trying to play outside of its comfort zone can be very difficult, if not impossible at times. And that's where you see this tank a lot. Some people will just like dart out to a zone and get spotted. Enemy SPG, clicks, boom, dead. And I see that quite a lot with this tank. But if you play it with that in mind, then you will do very well, and it is a very fun tank to play once you get the hang of it. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my website, wotguru.com.